What is happening in Net J Gaming Dude here with some more Final Fantasy XIV, and I am going to be finally starting Endwalker. I have been holding off on playing Endwalker for quite some time because I wanted to um, do as much of like the side content, anything story related. I just wanted to like make sure I've got as much story context as I can, whether it be the Alexander, Eden, or Omega raids. Then you've got the near content, and then the near raids. Return to Ivolus. Like I think they're all in New Game Plus, anyways. I think. There we go. So that's all main story, and then you've got Bahamut, Alexander, Omega, Eden, Crystal Tower, the Shadow of Mark, which was the ghost ship, I think. Return to Ivolus, that's the near stuff, but like there's only a little bit of story left, but I'm pretty sure like I've got a bulk of what there is to know. The Warring Triads, which was that's a hard one to explain because it's about the talking animals. Oh no, the Four Lords was the talking animals. The Warring Triad, what was that one? Oh, that was a sequel. That is a sequel to... Crap, this is where you like dealt with the other like you hunt other primals post the main story. So it's more like fighting Sephiroth, Bismarck, no, not Bismarck, Sephiroth, Sophia, and I can't remember what the other one was. And then the Sorrow of Werlet, which was the weapons. And honestly, in my opinion, the best like single storyline in the entire game. It is heartbreaking, and I love it. It is great. Next ship to sail. So, we're pretty much at the point where we're starting to run into. Oh, we're starting to go to crap. What's it called? To Charlian. Charlian? Makes me sound like a charlatan, but anyway, yeah, Charlian. Alright, so I guess this is sort of a recap on what we know at the moment. So, ominous towers throughout the world, of course. And then the structures are brought about by Telophoroi in order to recreate the final days. Pretty much the destruction of the world. Many people have been kidnapped or imprisoned because they've been taken... What's the word again? Like, they've been coaxed by this, like, what similar to primal summoning is, corrupting their ether, and some may be way too far gone to be rescued. And then there are some that are, of course, being tempered. Yep, that's what it's referred to. And then Blessing of Light shields us. But yeah, regardless of what happens, there's going to be some massive beasties that are going to be a bit of an issue. Knowing that we've had to deal with primals again, but this time referred to as lunar primals. And of course, we're dealing with Fandaniel and still Xenoca Galvus because, yeah, who knows at this point, like, what is to be expected based on everything that's happened until now. I can't help but think that things are only going to get more and more wilder. I mean, these towers exist as like a nightmare because they house the tempered within the walls, and then should anything happen, their bodily ether will be used to summon primals, essentially. Those lunar primals. And with how many towers there are, you could create an army of them. as Stoll is just talking about now. Oh yeah, it is called Charlian. I thought I got the name wrong, but anyway. Oh yeah, and the forum is still very much like, the guys in Charlian are like, we still want to have no like part in anything that's going on between you and Garleans. Okay, so it looks like we're finally able to set sail. So we can hit to Limset and go for Charlian from there. Associates of the students of Baldessian. That's a mouthful. I feel like we're pretty much going to be going to war against Charlian at this point. Knowing that they do not want to, in any capacity, want to assist with pretty much a recreation of the final days from the first star in from Shadowbringers. Like, honestly, the main thing is reliving the final days of Amarot, in my opinion, was like the best part of the entire main story. So far, at least. It could get so much better. But we'll have to see how things go. I'm just wondering if I've got like my head up in the clouds with like what I'm expecting pretty much. Also, just yesterday when I finally finished Death Unto Dawn, which is the quest before the beginning of Endwalker, I actually lost my my Sprout. And now I'm feeling a little bit lost without it. Oh man, I used to be a newbie, and then I put in 500 hours into Final Fantasy XIV. God, I put in way too much time into this game. What am I doing with myself? Ooh, ocean fishing. I forgot that I unlocked that, didn't I? Well, anyway, I'm going to be doing like the hunts and stuff as well when I get to it, because I know that's the thing that exists within the Endwalker expansion. So like, even though the expansion like is fairly new when it came out in December of last year, it's still probably worth mentioning that like there's still so much new game modes and stuff, whether it be the hunts, whether it be the ocean fishing in the previous one. Like there's a lot of good stuff to, you know, have around. Looking over the view of Limsa. I remember when I first arrived at the very, very beginning, because I chose Arcanist as my class. I feel like I made a good choice picking Limsa. Being a sucker for ocean and beach-like views, I feel like, you know, things could not have been better as far as like choices go. It was either that or Gridania. I think I would never have picked any of the classes from
Excellent.
Ulthar. Ulthar? No, crap, I forgot what the third place was called.
It's funny. Master Louis Soir came here on a ship very much like this one. And now, years later, the street urchin he befriended that day is bound for his mentor's homeland. With his mentor's grandchildren, no less.
That's... I mean, how do you even interpret something like that? It almost feels like as if...
'Tis upon reflection that every twist of time's river and fate's winds are brought into sharp relief.
Well, Uranji kind of explained it the long way. Feels like a twist of fate, definitely.
Years, wert thou not caught attempting to relieve Master Louis Soir of his purse scant moments after he made landfall upon this dock?
Oh, really? Now that's a tale I'd like to hear.
Huh, that's new. Didn't know about
This your
that.
first visit to Charlian, Sir Estinian? Sir Estinian?
He seems to be like staring off into the distance.
Are we strangers newly met? Why this stiff formality?
I, merely meant it as a professional courtesy, since we are now...
I'd rather you dispense with the sirs. Or I'll be forced to respond in kind, little Lord Alphino.
God, just imagine that constantly going off.
Better.
It seems like someone's got a very worried look on her face.
Positively distraught.
I feel like Tataru hasn't really been there for most of our journeys anyway, than it's usually.
Me? Don't be silly. I think it's lovely that they get to see their homeland. It's just, we're trying to thwart the schemes of an army hell-bent on destroying the world. And, once again, I have to stay behind and worry that this is the last time I'll get to see my friends.
That's... I feel like we can only really, you know, try and remain
I'll hold you
positive.
to that.
Ah, good. You're still here.
Hori Boulder.
Coulternay! What?
We're to assist the Maelstrom and the Kobolds with a lunar primal operation, so we thought we'd see you off before heading to the tower. The others wish you all a safe journey and promise that they'll look after things here until you return.
I feel like sending 2 characters at a time to those towers is gonna, like, repeat the same thing that happened before.
Aye, we your fellow Scions of the Seventh Dawn will do our part to ensure the end of the world won't happen on our watch.
I feel like by the end of the story, the entirety of the 3 kingdoms are gonna be completely leveled. Or Charlian gets leveled. The fact that the Academy's island got completely leveled, like completely destroyed, and Kryl was the only survivor, really makes you wonder, like,
We will contact you the moment we learn all
where
Wish us luck.
Charlian's where they prioritize things, because that's going to be a bit of a worry, and no less taking a bit of a pisser, but still.
Have a safe journey, and please, please, be careful.
Time to finally head off. It's been a long... I still wonder, like, why Charlian really does not want to get involved, and I feel like, as it was mentioned earlier on in the story, they're hiding something. They have to be.
You venture forth unto the unknown,
But what is it that they're hiding?
a fate beyond the horizon that cannot be divined, a future undefined and in flux.
Undefined and in flux. Just how off, like how completely torn apart is the world beyond the sea?
That which lives is destined to die. Love leads to loss.
It's always sad to see like Tataru just kind of, you know, say bye to everyone and then for only her to remain.
Treasure every moment, every step of your descent.
And it's depressing to see her sad. The end of A Realm Reborn was definitely a good example of that, like... And I'm talking about like post A Realm Reborn and just before you start Heaven's Ward. I think that's the only time she's actually cried in the entire story so far.
Find your truth.
But yeah, watching her sad is kind of depressing. Or watching her be sad. Anyway. So, I wonder how the world map is gonna, like, expand. Like, where is Charlene exactly? Oh, all the way to the north. Really? Okay, so that's, so beyond, crap, what's to the north again? The Dravanian hinterlands. In that direction, pretty much. Just how many people are on this boat, anyways? Completely forgot. Oh. Is she reaching out to us again? After all this time? Since the interaction with Midgard Summer. Which was a long ass time ago.
The day has barely dawned, my fellow earlier riser. Though we're hardly alone in that. Envious of those still sleeping soundly, no doubt.
Well, I don't blame them for sleeping. It seems that, you know, those two have been through a lot. More emotionally than physically, but still, you can't blame them for that. Completely being disowned by their father of all things.
I've heard nothing myself. In any case, I dare say the sea air will do you good. Why not join the others on deck? Charlene should be coming into view at any moment.
It makes you wonder, like, how long it takes to travel that distance as well, especially on a boat. If you really think about it, it's like, we don't really get a scale for just, like, how big the world map is. This isn't exactly like with the first star in Shadowbringers. You could travel from one spot to another fairly quickly, but, like, everything is split apart quite a bit, and like a majority of the world you can't even travel because it's covered in light. Or like corrupting light. That was then stopped by Minfilia. Now that's the figure before that we could assume is Heidelin. So we may actually see Heidelin taking form. Well, you know what? Hopefully we're not completely nuts.
My voice yet reaches you. I am glad.
I feel like this is the most she's talked in a while, so...
Hear, feel, think. And thus do we meet face to face at last. My warrior of light, guided by the crystal.
I don't know what to think right now. We finally get to meet her, but like, why now?
After your sojourn in the first, I believe you have your answer. You have gained an understanding of what I truly am, what Heidelin has always been, a primal.
Yeah, that's true. And the idea behind the Blessing of Light was that we were already enthralled by Heidelin, that we did not need to be enthralled, or it was not possible for us to be enthralled by another. But yet somehow we're still able to kind of act individually, to an extent. And I guess that's also what makes us stronger
Zodiac was created
for who we are.
before the apocalypse, which threatened the ancient world, and I was brought forth to bind him. Yet 7 times now, those who would orchestrate a return to that bygone era have rejoined a shard to the god I had sundered.
That's how many shards have actually been destroyed at this point.
The swifter does mine own diminish. The power to draw your mind into the
The rift between...
is no longer mine to wield. Yet though it taxes me sorely, I dare not leave these words unsaid.
I feel like I mean you didn't have to say it, but I guess if you need to say it, then fair enough.
Your companions have accepted the burden of this star's troubled past. A conjunction has begun to form, an intertwining of your time and mine.
Okay.
Wheels shudder and turn. Conflict looms. Monumental.
I feel like that's just what war is essentially. What she's describing right now.
You truly understand what is at stake, and your journey has prepared you to surmount the insurmountable.
Yeah, nothing like destruction of the world. No big deal. None at all.
Made in another time, another age.
Cast your peepers to the fore, folks. Charlians, just over yonder.
Okay, so we're about to reach Charlene now.
I will not keep you further. Your traveler's heart must yearn to behold this unfamiliar land.
I feel like we're gonna be denied a lot
And soon,
in Charlene. So I feel like we should keep heart that we can only hope that this lot are gonna help us. This is gonna turn into more of a very much an information war of like, because I still do truly think that like, the Charlians are hiding something, but what it is that they're hiding, that much remains to be seen. They haven't given any hint on what it could be.
Oh, what a fine morning. Oh, still a bit stiff though.
And a good morning to you too. Taken a look at the island already?
Nope, not in the least.
Then let's go. Let's go. Might still be room in the prow if we're lucky.
Prow, I've never heard of that word. Might actually Google it afterwards and be like, is it the part of a ship? And that's what's like a ship specific word or something or other?
The sleepers have arisen. There she is. Good old Charlie.
Oh, I see it.
Alright, gives us a look. That looks a lot like Limsa, but very much designed by like a very different type of design.
Maybe not in Father's eyes, but we'll manage on our own, if we must.
And that you most likely will.
You do know you're not alone in this, don't you?
Well, there is that.
Indeed, 'tis as Sir Estinian said. Forget not the comrades who ordered this ship at your side. I prithee.
I mean, we've done some pretty insane things so far, like as like the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. So at this point,
Thank
You
you,
know.
my friends. We are ever grateful for your steadfast support.
Upon arrival, we will be disembarking into the heart of Charlian proper.
still
There
though,
is
that's
no
quite a
greater
distance away.
concentration of wisdom in all the world. I am confident that somewhere within that center of knowledge and learning, we will find the answers we seek.
Knowledge and learning, and yet not being able to, well, not even not being able to assist, but rather not wanting to. Keeping a firm check on the power and knowledge of which you have and control. Even if Charlene were to join the fight, how would they even be able to assist? And that is a massive, massive if. I highly, highly doubt that that's going to be the case. But oh, there we go, Endwalker.
Charlia, the
Solitary nation of the northern seas. So this is as north as we can really get into Eorzea's realm.
Academics hoard all manner of knowledge and secrets. Once, They deign to accept foreign students into a distant colony maintained in the
Really?
Draconian hinterlands.
That seems very unlike them the way they are now.
Once the first Garlean boot set hostile foot on Alamegan soil.
And then that led to a massive war. And of course...
So averse to the prosecution of war, these men of wisdom, your would-be allies.
Okay, so they completely stopped interacting with the outside world because of war. The Northern Empty. I'm surprised that that's what the region is called, given that we know the Empty exists in the first star.
What's next then? Entry applications?
Though, in saying that, the Empty looks absolutely bloody beautiful now, after completing the Eden storyline. God damn.
Hopefully they find no cause to deny us.
Oh. I'm not too sure about that.
Hasn't Charlie and all but severed relations with foreign powers? Those of us without direct ties, myself included, may be refused outright.
'Tis true that, as a nation, Charlian only forms trade agreements with a select few neutral countries.
Wow,
But from a
they're very
practical
stingy.
standpoint, an island cannot afford to be overly strict with its borders. Especially not if that island's people are wholly devoted to the accumulation of knowledge. If one submits the proper paperwork, with satisfactory evidence of identity and intent, then foreigners may be granted entry.
It's like a reverse North Korea, where if you try to leave North Korea, you can't leave no matter what. And even if you do put in the paperwork, you still can't leave, so... maybe not. But strictness is up there.
Quite. So let us be absolutely clear on these points before we proceed.
Okay.
The immigration officer will ask for your affiliation and your purpose of visit. Considering Charlian's views on intervention, I strongly suggest we avoid any mention of the Scions.
Alright, so hiding who we are. Noted.
Crown has laid the groundwork for us to act as associates of the students of Baldessian, and our ostensible reason for being here is to aid in their order's restoration.
Okay, so just purely existing to help Charlian's order. Okay.
Granatier, it might expedite our progress should an actual student be seen at the head of our little group. Would you mind leading the way?
Of course. The immigration officers were this way. Shall we?
That's right, he was a student. I completely forgot about that. Before he locked himself in the Crystal Tower and then all of that stuff happened and then Shadowbringers.
We've just arrived and are eager to make our way into the city. Would you be so kind as to process our entry applications?
Certainly. I see by your mark you are an Archon.
I am. Brahat here of the students of Baldessian at your service. I was assigned to an Eorzean survey team, but have returned to assist with the reformation of my order. My associates here will provide additional support.
Very good. I have paperwork detailing your group and its scheduled arrival for today. And it seems some few of your companions are also Archons. If you'll step forward, we can process those applications first.
Ishtola rule.
Mm-hmm. And then Thancred and Urianger, of course, afterwards.
See how it glows. That list is etherically linked with a citizen registry kept in the main repository.
God damn, how strict do you have to be that you need to, like, have... You have to be linked by ether.
I've confirmed your status as Archons and amended your travel records accordingly. Welcome home. Now, who do we have here?
Okay, now how are these two going to respond?
Alphino Levier.
And Alize Levier.
Your applications have also been approved.
Oh.
The streets are abuzz with talk of how House Levier's lord disowned his young progeny.
Oof.
And while such personal circumstances constitute no reason to deny you entry, I urge you to avoid exacerbating your present situation. Times are quite troubled enough already.
It seems like these guys are talking absolutely on high at the moment.
These last two are not Charlian natives, but you will find their credentials are renewed. An application was made in advance.
Name and occupation?
What do we say? I've always picked adventurer. Let's go with that.
An adventurer? Well, I suppose that is considered a valid calling in your native Eorzea. And it does indeed match the profile provided. You may enter. And you, sir?
God damn, talking down to us.
Formerly of the Order of the Knights Dragoon in Ishgard.
Formally, at least. And what, pray tell, is your profession?
Oh, don't tell me he's just like, I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
If you'll allow me...
Huh? Cryo?
My associate is a mercenary, hired for his strength at arms. Surely you are aware of the dangers we often face on our forays into the wilderness.
That works.
Mistress Baldessian, if you insist on sponsoring his entry, then so be it. But while I appreciate that desperate times call for desperate measures, I find your choice of company concerning. Be advised that even a single misstep may have severe repercussions for your organization.
I have every confidence in my chosen company, dear and trusted comrades that they are. But I thank you for your concern.
Okay, that's at least very nice of Cryo to mention. Because, yeah, I feel like we're going to be looked down upon quite significantly throughout.
Cryo!
Likewise. Long voyage notwithstanding, you will seem none the worse for wear.
Honestly, like, after the way these guys interact, I'm like, I wish that Charlian would just completely get just leveled.
There is much to discuss.
Just for how much of a knobs they, like, how much of a group of knobs they are.
Shall we? Oh. Welcome, friends, to Charlian.
As your mercenary, I should hope my welcome includes a generous salary.
I had to say something, Sir Taciturn.
I feel like both Kryle and Tataru have like something on Estinian that he just cannot avoid for whatever unknown reason. I'm very curious to know what they've got on him, honestly. Wait, what? Horse chestnut weapon coffer? Horse chestnut? What the heck are you on about? Oh, now I'm finally earning like a large amount of XP because I'm finally hitting MSQ again as part of a quest rather than horse chestnut. Okay. I'll probably keep the weapon coffers and armor coffers for when I need to probably use them for something like glamours. Well, we'll see how that goes. Is it best to explain, like, right in... Oh wait, are they all from Charlian? Okay, that's news to me. Baldessian Annex, yeah. I was like thinking it's probably not a good idea to, you know, talk out in public, especially, given what they're here for. At the Aetherite Plaza, which reminds me, I actually do need to attune myself with the Aetherites. It's been a long time since I've actually had to do that. And also with the newer areas, you know, getting the ability to fly on, you know, my mounts of choice and things like that. That's going to be interesting. I think I used to have a page up that it has all of the other way. Aetherite flows, I think it was. Can't remember exactly what it was called. Oh, Aetherite currents. There we go. So the ones that were introduced in 6.0 is the one we're looking for, which is Endwalker Aether currents. Here we go. Jesus Christ, how many are there? Hold on, what? It looks like there's 10 Aetherite currents. Or am I misreading this? What the heck? Okay, you know what? Let's actually, when we get to Labyrinthus, we'll see how that goes. Let us leave. So, as usual with these. Oh damn, there's okay. So I'll need to attune myself with each of these, but as with all expansions or even the main story, these are the introductory quests after all. In the event you use Ethernet, Karate will catch up to you so long as you remain in the same area. You may speak to him and select the option to part ways. Okay, so he's actually gonna accompany me. Sweet. Lead your two companions to the last stand and speak with Kryl at the designated location. Okay. So now so we're having conversation points. They're adding the idea that we're actually, you know, having, you know, companions follow us. Like, that's neat. Okay. I don't think anyone in this area is going to have, what's it called? Sprouts on their heads. Because I think you lose your sprout after you complete Death Unto Dawn. It's actually, it's legitimately cool to actually have the characters follow you around. That's an interesting addition. Not gonna lie, and they also, like, with the explanation, it left the groundwork so you know what to expect when you move from an area to an area. If you stay in the same area, you disappear to a different area, that they can catch up to you as long as you remain in the same area. That when you talk to the characters, should you leave the area and then come back? So, okay, so it's limited within this area that, you know, this lot can actually follow me. Again, I think that's neat that how well everything has kind of been thought out in that sense. I wonder if there's any other classes I want to hit level 90 with, other than my machinist. Let me have a look, see. I've got machinist, monk, samurai. I'll focus on machinist and samurai, I think. No, but then I've got Reaper at 90 already, so I could probably go machinist and summoner? No. I'm trying to decide and I'm having a tough time, so I'm gonna stick with machinist for now. Because I feel like the level of the quests are gonna grow quite rapidly. Because of how many quests there are in a particular series of levels. Yeah, there's a lot of level 80 quests, so actually, you know what? 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88. There are a lot of quests, and currently they give me around 400k XP each. For now, obviously that's going to grow significantly later on. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to switch to Summoner now. Oh no, that's Scholar. Damn, where's my... Oh, you know what? I can use Scholar. My Scholar equipment is not good anyways. Plus, it's not like I'm going to be in any battles anytime soon, at least. Oh, nah, maybe, just in case if I am, probably be better if I... Yeah. Go into... Wow, I only got level... Oh, right. I thought I only had level 70 gear. I was going to be like, god damn, I really should upgrade. But no, level 80 gear, there we go. Not particularly high on the item level scale though. I'm probably better off teleporting to Old Charlian, I think. Yeah. Oh, yep, and right there they are, Kryl and Graha. Okay, so all we've got left is Frost. Okay, these three here. Let's go to Journey's End first. I wonder, something that I really liked about Shadowbringers, besides the incredibly, like, just extremely well done story, well, that was more apparent closer to the end, really, but, and, you know, again, in relation to the way Amarot was shown off, among other things, was the music. Music was exceptionally, like an exceptional step up from what earlier parts of the game did. So I'm hoping that the music is going to be really good. And at the moment, I'm vibing with the background music here in Old Charlian. It has this relaxing air about it, especially with the sort of greenery around. It very much makes it feel like we're in the middle of a of like not the ruins per se, but like what could have been the ruins of an entire city, albeit that, you know, made out of stone and brick, quite a lot of the areas, and a lot of pillars especially, and then surrounded by grass, greenery, trees, you know, that sort of thing. And then you take all of that in, and you kind of have like this relaxing acoustic track in the background, almost to suggest the age of the location that you're in, and that pretty much sums up Charlian, really, I think, from what I know, or at least what we know of it so far in the story. So now we can teleport to Scholar's Harbour. as far as the map goes, so that's okay. So that's the exit right there of Charlian. Hall of Artifice. What's this? New Cliff Site. The Scholar. Scholar's Harbor. Yeah, okay, interesting. Oh, wrong way. Crap. Okay, so. Giant statue in the harbor. The Thaliac Stoa. Okay, so it's kind of like the Jade Stoa earlier on. As you know, the Charlian people prize the accumulation of wisdom above all else. Wisdom? Oof, I don't know if I'll call it that, man. I don't think I'd call it that. Wait, so where's the massive statue again? Oh, there it is. It is massive though, don't get me wrong, like it is huge. I'm actually questioning whether or not I should actually level up my summoner, or whether I should just do that with Samurai. I'll have Samurai and Machinist and Reaper at 90 by the end of the game. Because Samurai is at least leveled up to 81. That one level makes a massive difference. Because I don't want any of my classes to also be left behind. I want at least a couple classes to hit 90. You know what, I'll stick with Samurai. That's probably better. Where's my Samurai sword? Here we go. Yeah, Pugilis, Samurai. Lancer? Monk? Oh yeah. Cool. Let's talk to Kryl. A certain indifference, huh? You don't say. You don't say. It's bland. I feel like no matter how much you no matter how like smart you are, I don't think being smart is like something that will lead you to being a good cook. The sole dedicated outpost of fine dining. Jesus. That's a bit of a disappointment, not gonna lie. Cheap and convenient. So we're getting a bit of a tour around here. Where's the next one? Ah, right. Old Charlian Aetherite Plaza. Luckily we can teleport there now, so that's a bonus. And apparently there is a sightseeing log, which I'm going to want to start to try and fill up a little bit. Either that or I might leave that for later. Here we are, and Kryl, which we'll speak to. Yeah, a strange shape doesn't even begin to describe it. I've never seen an aetherite like that. I didn't even notice the weird shape though. So this is more so based alongside elegant aetherites rather than just where you'd normally expect to see. Next location we are going to is the Agora on the right. Let's see, what do we have here? Confluence, yep. ferry services being cheaper, but they must have taken a lot longer, I'd imagine. Yeah, pretty much no one here has a sprout next to their name. I think it's just the fact that you kind of hit this point. Bookstores, okay. What do we have here? Feel free to browse what you like, but we won't wait around for you. But you gotta wonder, it must be a pain, like, when it rains, for bookstores to be around, because it doesn't look like there's a lot of shade, if any. They also used to sell questionable prototypes from the various research institutes. Ha. That looks like something that nobody would have wanted. The next stop on our tour has one particular relevance to our purpose here. To the very imposing building. I would imagine that's where the forum is housed, knowing that it is a massive building in the middle of, like, a well-known area, the rostra. Ooh, who's looking for Cloud Deck Extreme? Nah, nothing here. Damn. Alright. Old Charlian new to you. That is true. I think the quest name is well aptly pointed out. I feel like the thing about Charlian is that it must be more of a what's the word? It feels very old. In terms of both mentality of the people who live there, but also the people who run the place. Old-fashioned is what I'm thinking of. Yeah, the place seems very old-fashioned. I don't think it's even remotely, like, entertaining for me to, like, describe a place that I'm just kind of walking through, getting a feel for, and all of that sort of thing. The original public platform erected here upon which a forum of elected... Oh, okay, so the forum was elected. So when they say that they represent the whole, like that they represent all of Charlians, I guess in that sense they're not kidding. When you think of the word forum, you don't exactly think elected representatives. So the next spot is the last one. The Levier Estate. I guess we're not going to go near Tranquility in that case. I feel like we might be avoiding that for a good reason. I haven't played as a samurai in way too long, so I don't even know where to begin with using it in raids. Hopefully I'll be able to manage, but we'll see. So we're going to the Baldessian Annex. We'll use Orcs Landing's Aetherite. Oh, well, Ethernet shard. Aethernet. Ether. Pronunciation. Need I say more? It's probably better that I describe, better that I say the word as little as possible so I don't sound like a complete tool. For trying. Okay, so we might get the full tour soon enough. But for now, this is all we're gonna get. Who that? Ojika Sunijika. Sunjika. Okay, so the admin person. The Isle of Val served as our main headquarters, of course. That doesn't exist anymore. The fact that the Isle of Val no longer exists makes me very, it makes me wonder as if yeah, the destruction of the Isle of Val is enough for me to think, man, like these Sharlians are hiding something. That's part of my, like, mindset behind, like, what on earth could they be doing? Yeah, I wonder when that'll ever be. That the students will rise again. For as long as the forum exists, I don't think that'll be the case. We must ensure that the Telophoroi fail. Through that door on the left is the main hall. Yeah, so I guess that's where we're going, and I assume that, like, everyone else is already there. Okay, so no. Okay, so I guess we are the first ones to arrive. That sounds like Graho, alright. Time to go for a nap. So I assume that Graha was also a student of the Baldessian. Main hall entrance, yep. Kryl. Honestly, when Kryl went off to Sharlian, I was like hoping that she wasn't gonna die partway through. And this was like before the last couple of what's it called? Last couple of MSQ.
I was delayed.
How was their Anji delayed?
We're all here now. Let's get down
Though
to
I'm
business
curious.
then, shall we? Come what may, we must prevent the Telophoroi's plans from coming to fruition. At present, I see two paths for gathering the information which may aid us in achieving that goal.
Alright, please do tell.
The first involves an investigation into the change which has come over Sharlian, not to mention the recent inscrutable behaviour of the Forum.
So there was a recent change. Okay.
As most of you know, the 99 members of the Forum are elected from the general populace. This
Right.
alone guarantees a plethora of opinion with regards to foreign policy.
However, I feel like there's a massive but
Bibliotheques, for example,
involved.
are a group of conservatives which would have Sharlian focus on recording history, while remaining in entirely uninvolved in the making of it. And at the other extreme, we have advocates for proactive diplomacy and direct intervention. My grandfather Galef was one such member, as was Archon Louisois.
Okay, so we did have people on either end of the spectrum here of no intervention whatsoever to, come on, we gotta do something. We gotta get involved.
Yet despite our diverse factions and philosophies, the recent vote to deny Eorzea's request for assistance was unanimous.
Wait, what? So, without a shadow of a doubt, everyone voted against.
Even more concerning was the fact that many cited other, more pressing duties as justification for their recalcitrance.
And then what are those tasks that are more concerning?
And Gridania had those same undertones. 'Twas as if, having stared unblinking into the face of impending doom, it simply turned away to pursue something more important. But what could that possibly be?
Haha, see? Me and Gra, we're sharing the same brain cell right now.
A mystery indeed, and one which I ask for your help to solve. Our future may depend on it.
Okay.
As for our second potential path, it concerns a request made directly to the students of Baldessian.
Wait, hold on. What?
Our organisation was founded primarily to study strange and unexplained phenomena the world over. Mysterious relics and ruins, arcane disturbances, and so forth.
So definitely like a very investigatory type of work.
Compared to our more isolationist Charlian colleagues, we have strong connections overseas, namely with scholars and academics who share our passion for the unknown.
And that's not a bad thing necessarily. Like I can see stuff like on the in the middle right there, you can see Ezisla. On the right you can see, I think that's supposed to be not Omega but rather, I forgot what it's called. But there's a lot of good stuff here.
The request in question comes from one such acquaintance, Nidana, an alchemist residing in distant Thavner. Her missive describes the sudden appearance of a tower, and the subsequent summoning of what I can only assume is a lunar primal.
Okay, so even off in lands beyond, do we see
In response
towers?
to this threat, the Satrap of Rags at Han, the individual who governs the city-state, has instructed the alchemists to find a means to deal with the spire.
Interesting. So they're thinking about things on their own end.
Heirs to an ancient tradition, one rather unlike that of their Uldan counterparts. 'Tis possible, nay, probable, that they have gleaned truths unobtainable by Eorzea or her Far Eastern allies.
So it seems like they're advanced in their own
They
sense.
do, in fact, appear to have a strategy in mind, though it will require further research. To that end, they have requested an introduction to a capable warrior shielded by the blessing of light.
I think we all know where this is going.
Assuming we divide our forces to pursue both of Kra's lines of inquiry, and having you join the group heading to Thavner would seem the obvious choice. But the investigation in Charlian is of vital importance as well. Equal, I think, to the Thavnerian one, given that the fate of the world may hinge on the results of both.
I think it's fair to assume that both would
Yes,
definitely be
is
it.
quite the quandary.
How do we provide
Though it is a great imposition,
prioritize one over the other?
altogether too common one, our efforts would be more likely to succeed were you to lead the charge on both fronts.
Come on, there's only one of me and there's two tasks to be done.
You
And
are
they're both
indeed our
major as well.
champion. As to which task to tackle first, we will defer to your decision. Let us next decide how everyone else might best be assigned.
Okay, so this is where kind of like the introductory aspect is, because there's usually a split between how you want to tackle each.
As for myself, I shall continue what I've begun in
Do we actually
Charlian.
get a choice though?
I should also like to steal the services of an Archon or two.
And thereby gain access to a greater range of reading material. I will help with that.
Allow me to offer my assistance. I have some small amount of experience in the field of research.
Alice and I would also like to help, if you would have us.
Anything to understand even a fraction of what our father and the Forum might be thinking. Of course,
What they might be
the
thinking.
more the
Right. The rest of us take the journey to Thavna. Thoughts? Objection?
I love how he's just said objections afterwards.
My way to infiltrate the Empire, and though I'm not qualified to give a guided tour, I did gain a sense of where things lie.
I'll be happy to have you along then. So,
Give me a moment afterwards, and I'll supply you with all the details of Nadana's request.
Okay. So how are we gonna get there exactly? Or are we gonna take a
Consider
boat
this
again?
our rendezvous point once our respective tasks are complete. May our investigations prove...
We can only be hopeful in that regard. Thancred, Cryo, Thancred, Cryo, Thancred. Cryo first. In connection to the... You don't think that, like, somehow, for whatever unknown reason, that they haven't assisted in causing the final days to occur? I feel like that's an absolutely insane thing to say, but I don't think it's completely outside the realm of possibility that something like that may actually be the case. But then again, I could be sounding like an absolute mental case for thinking that. Tranquility. Actually, that makes a good point. The Leaves of Charlian. I really need to do that quest as soon as possible. So I can unlock that. Do leaves for the other classes that I've got. So at least I can get a DOL and a DOH. Disciple of the Hand and Disciple of the Land class to level 90 respectively. And then we take a sharp left here? Hold on. No, wait, we need to go up. And then we take a sharp left after we're on top of the stairs. At the Studium. So the Studium is pretty much where these guys kind of learnt everything. Which is interesting. I feel like we're going to be visiting there soon enough. God, after having to deal with, what's it called? After dealing with all of the book enemies from, like, the library that, crap, I forgot her name. That, Matoya guards, like, I thought I was kind of done with books by that point. Every monster is based off of, like, books and stuff. Let's look at what we can find, actually. Red covered book. Roads of Old, the Colony. In the Durranian Hinterlands, a Charlian colony once survived. Not survived. The settlement was originally established. Successful era. Scholars dispatched to Eosia. Oh, so it's a Sharlayan colony. The Sharlayan heavens the press for a name would simply refer to it as Emporium. Oh, okay, so that's where Emporium kind of came from in Idyllicia. It's okay. Story of Sharlayan. Not much of a bookworm though, but what else have we got around here? Time-worn tome. Okay. Stewards of Wisdom. Well-worn manual. Forever 20 Summers. What kind of name for a book is that? And neglected to feed and rest your body as you should. Ah, okay. I too once engaged in foolish practices, but one night engrossed in philosophical study, I had an epiphany. I am forever 20 summers young. Oh, God. I mean, I don't even know what to do. Forever 20 Summers Young, huh? An Introduction to the Heavens. What kind of book is this about? Okay. What have we got? Contemplated the mysteries contained therein. The book is on the wrong subject. Yeah, no, we don't want to talk about how we look at the sky and think, man, I wonder what's up there. Though I suppose it's a fair thing to think. The voice of a growing city. This hopefully might be it. Sweet. Okay, I think we've got the 3 books we needed to read. And then I'm just gonna walk out here and to the side. I kind of wish that like the folks weren't, you know, incredibly dickish, because like the place looks pretty nice, honestly. I think, you know, whenever I go to a new place in FF14, I feel like, you know, the place looks nicer because I haven't been there. The whole sense of like the grass being greener on the other side. Okay. Mentioning the final day specifically. Okay. But anything relevant seems close, or anything that seemed close enough might seem relevant. Has instructed the staff that even if Alphino and I were to return to Sharlayan, we were not allowed across the threshold. Yeah, I mean I thought he was all talk and not actually going to disown them, but he actually genuinely did disown his kids. I wonder how the mother must be feeling then. All because they're like, we need to help these people. I forgot that Graha was totally into the Allegan elegant technology and stuff during the time. But now everything that was elegant is now in Garlean territory, essentially. The construction of Magitech and all of that, using elegant as a basis to build upon what we now know as Magitech, essentially. Though in saying that, Graha is also from, like, elegant royalty, essentially. So there is that too. I feel like I feel like what's it called? The Forum are like the emotionally immovable lot, because I feel like when you're talking about knowledge of something, emotions are the last thing that you want to play a part in, sort of any of this, really. Could it be possible that any knowledge in relation to the final days is being hidden intentionally by the Forum? Not like an explicit mention of the words the final days, but just anything that relates to disasters in general. Where to begin, indeed. Did the ancients encounter as the final days drew nigh? Creation magics, primals of unrivaled power. Crap, I can't remember. I only played through Amarot once. The unfolding catastrophe wrought havoc on all manner of life. If only the arts of creation had survived until the present day, we might have had something substantial to analyze. That's true. Would be summoning rituals. Should I leave this to Alvin, or should I even bother answering it? The entire star was engulfed by disaster all at once. Because creation magics were gone, monsters started simmering. It was a more gradual spread. Spoke of a keening, which I think was the etherical flow from the ground, or something like that. To be considered the harbinger of doom, it must have been quite distinctive, and quite possibly loud. Yeah, indeed. One of Numenon's mammoths, and after all the books which make mention of such sound, how would you describe the ancients sought to quell this unprecedented calamity? What definitive action did they take? They summoned Zodiac. With Elidibus serving as his heart, so many gave themselves in sacrifice to bring him into being. Yep, that checks out. Because Hydaelyn was only summoned after the fact to keep Zodiac in check. lives sprouted anew, and it was the fledgling souls that they intended to render into Zodiac. Yeah, that so of course in the end it was never worth it, given what came to be pretty much immediately afterwards. With all that freshly in mind, it does make me wonder what the Telophori truly mean when they speak of bringing back the final days. I feel like they're trying to recreate the exact same thing that happened, albeit that you would need to change things around to be best suited to the current star that we're on, i.e. the source. We're only guessing here, so yeah, probably be better to have something a little bit more concrete to look at or to think about. Yeah, nothing here. So who are we waiting for now? Ah, you stole her. Ronji learned of the source's reflection from the Garen oracles. Okay. I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure they are hiding all of this knowledge. Because I feel like you would think that the Sharlians would be very selective of what they would show. Because I don't think they're truly like in it for scholars to learn. Surely, like, I can't be wrong in thinking that, though I'm only speculating at this point. I'm only just guessing as to what's gonna be the case. Haha. Oh no. Ishnola is just forcing us to stick around forever and ever. Oh, I'd rather never look at a book again if that's what I had to go through. Ready for a tea break? Yeah, heck yeah. What else would you need after doing a hell of a lot of studying? Though I suppose tea is probably not everyone's favorite thing. I suppose I could go either way on tea or coffee. What would I prefer? I'd prefer tea. Cold tea rather than... Oh, but then coffee isn't too bad. But then... Where does flavored coffee stand? Because I think that stands higher than coffee for me. Just generally like... And then drinking coffee black. Can't say that I have a taste for that. At least not yet. But as far as like what Kryl explained, apparently the food's not very good here, so I don't know what Alize could honestly be looking forward to. What the average citizen has to say about Telophoroi. It makes me wonder if they even know what Telophoroi is. Enhance civility from 1 to enlightenment. Yeah, they're not gonna help us, and knowing everything that's going on. I feel like we're just adding to the rumors, or rather, adding weight to the rumors. But I work in the offices of the forum, and if a word has reached Master Fortron that I was helping you, yeah, that was never gonna work out. I don't know what she was expecting again. Do these two go back? But then you never came back. News of your family's doing never stay secret for long. Must be someone who's like leaking out information every now and again. I don't think anyone has. Yeah, we're visitors, not like we belong. Then few will know your face. We should be able to pass you off as a server with none the wiser. Okay, that could probably work. I mean, I'm surprised that he suggested that, being the owner of the cafe. I mean, you never know. If like I end up breaking something or giving someone the wrong order, it could end up happening. Oh god, I need to get the explanation again. Remember, the tea set goes by the group, by the water. The omelette is for Gisela, Highlander woman. And lobster goes to the Mikot man seated behind those two lads. Okay. Okay, so we're going to this table here. So this will be the tea set. Somewhat uninformed when it comes to current events. Okay. So neither of them are aware. What about Gisela? So these guys ordered the omelette. That's all for yes. So it seems like, yeah, they... whatever mention of them is very... yeah, I feel like everything is only going to be of like recent news. Travel the world procuring things. We haven't gotten Charlie in. Priceless books, unusual live specimen. Okay. So pretty much, my theory is holding up pretty well right now, as far as like. Who's this? Characaster. I'll join a little bit later on, just in case. If many people join. So what is clear is that like nobody knows. That's universally. I feel like everyone's unaware of it. Aside from whatever vague news the Gazette's printing. Has nothing to offer the best source. But also, it seems like everyone seems to be a buzz about as much as the actual forum themselves, because if they hear something from the forum, they're gonna take that as like, that is law, essentially. It does make me wonder what they're up to. What the hell is they up to here? Oh, that's different. The music in the background.
When our father disowned us, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. It wasn't until much later that his words began to sink in, that I began to feel the weight of what it meant.
It's a pretty heavy thing to hear, regardless.
Do you remember when the decision was made to come to Charlian?
Yeah?
Graham said that the Forum was determined to keep us in the dark, and that Father's venomous performance was part of that strategy, to keep us at arm's length. Perhaps it was. Father argued with Grandfather on many occasions, but never with such dismissive contempt.
I wonder if it's fair to mention that, with all being said and done, that...
And when he demanded what justifies the sacrifices we make in war, I honestly didn't know what to say.
There is never a justification for it.
I know, but never for one moment did I believe we had made the wrong choice. So all I could do was fume silently. It was only afterwards that I realized how childish I had been. How being stubborn and righteous must run in the family. If I could have just mustered a civil response, then things might have turned out differently.
Hardly. I think he only existed to give news of Charlian's, of the forum's response, really. Oh, what's happening here?
They must be ferrying goods to Labyrinthus. A vast complex beneath the island.
So Labyrinthus is actually beneath the
Charlian
island.
is famous for archiving knowledge from around the world. Well, that knowledge is not preserved exclusively in dusty tomes and desiccated samples. Our living library, comprised of all manner of flora and fauna, is housed and studied within that underground facility.
Okay.
Still, that did seem to be an unusually large shipment. When I lived here, it was rare to even see such cargo transported by boat.
So they must have something big or something good.
Wait, didn't you hear something in the last stand about the gleaners coming and going more than usual? Well, I think they're the ones we saw manning those boats. And gleaners answer to the forum. If the appearance of the Telophoro prompted this sudden burst of activity, then Labyrinthus may hold a clue as to what the forum is planning.
Because if the forum doesn't care, then why are they asking these gleamers to go and get stuff and build their library of their library of knowledge if they will not involve themselves? So that much is clear that there's something very, very wrong here. Well, off we go. To, Tranquility. Baldessian Annex will be the easiest way to go. And then... we'll just run it from here, I think. Yeah, that should do. But yeah, genuinely, like, the more time passes and the more things happen and the more we talk about, like, it's clear that there's something wrong with the forum. That we can 100% say is a fact. What it is exactly, that's less so, and I just ran past the... oh, actually, wait, hold on, did I? Oh, no, I didn't run past it, I need to go down this way. There we go. So we're talking to Kryl. A Labyrinthine Descent. Okay, so that's the name of the quest. Impromptu investigating. And came across gleaners. So, let's kind of explain everything that we've just seen to Kryl. So what are the thoughts being shared around at the moment? An overarching plan being put in motion, huh? It's... because the final days happened on a different star altogether. And I don't think that, like, Sharlayan would have the ability to, you know, archive knowledge of another world altogether. Yeah, I think the snarky option is pretty good here, knowing, you know, we have to put our heads in books for the longest time. Indeed, a welcome change of pace nonetheless. So the location of where Labyrinthus begins, I wasn't able to find that anywhere on the map before. But I never imagined it to be underneath the actual city. I mean, who would have thought? Follow Alizé and try not to be... okay, try not to fall behind. It's pleasant here amongst the trees. Yeah, it indeed is. So is she gonna start like moving faster or like, cause I can't move any slower than this, hold on. I feel like no matter how slowly I move, it's still gonna be like way too fast. Okay, now we run. Alright, sticking to the path. cross the bridge. Neat. Okay. I'm just following instructions by Alize at this point. I mean, she knows where to go. I'm just following. Archon's design. Okay. So, keep moving. Up here. Okay. So do we go up these stairs? Yep. Okay, cool. So we're going up these stairs, right in front of the forum itself. And then from here, the rostra, not far now, okay. So we're going around the rostra to the back. Through the through the door and down the stair. Okay. And oh, okay. So, interesting design. God damn! Look at this place. Just looking around, it feels neat to kind of look at.
Deep beneath the scholar's city shines a false sun within a fabricated sky.
Okay. So that's how you make...
In any age exist those who consider the floor an extension of their bookshelves. And this vault's architects surely belonged to that special breed. If the stack grows too high, start a new one. If no room remains, then make more rooms. A simple solution at first, and then bit by bit, a profound transformation. Knowledge, buried beneath knowledge, a growing, creeping labyrinth from which there is no escape.
An adequate name, to say the least. Labyrinthus. So, pretty much, what with it being an underground location, you kind of have like a false sun, and then you kind of have like greenery and stuff around, so almost as if to make it seem like as if though we're outside somewhere.
Not what you expected. I must admit, the artifice is very convincing, but I assure you that we are beneath Sharlayan itself. The breeze you feel, the flowing waters you hear, all created by the hand of man.
The island is volcanic, you see, and once upon a time this great hollow must have been a reservoir for magma.
So we're practically in the location where a volcano used to be.
It was repurposed as a storage facility for scrolls and samples and such. Renovations have continued, with nigh on no interruption to this day. With a low...
Still expanding, huh? We can only go so far alone.
Judging by their dress. They are said to work alone as a rule, but 'twould seem that rule is being enthusiastically broken today. It may be as you suspected, that they are engaged in a task apart from the norm.
Let's spread out and get some answers then.
Let's, yes. We're in the crowd.
Did you call to me just now? No. I must be a bit dizzy from the descent. I'll be fine, I'm sure. Let's get to work, shall we?
What are the odds that Heidelin is trying to reach her as well? Alright, so where are we right now? So we're looking at 28.4, 6.1. There we are. How many quests do we also have to do as well? Just checking out my stuff, but the crap. Let's see what we can get, so what's a I don't want to use a or maybe I might be better off using I can't fly. Crap. I keep forgetting. It's become a force of habit now. I should really stop doing that. But anyway. Moonville Forest. I still can't believe that we need to find 10 different locations and do 4 or 5 quests to unlock the ability of flight in these locations now. So it's become like a significantly higher, or like what we need to do has been raised by quite the amount. So supposedly, there we go. God damn it. Let's test myself to see if I can remember how oof. That move still hit for quite a bit of damage. Enemies that are level 80 normally in my mind are like very strong, but this is definitely not the case here. Being normal monsters and all. Cool. Now then. Oh, for the love of... Oh, it's stunned. Did my attack stun him actually? The heck? I did not know I could stun. That is news to me. So now, if I look through Aether Current, Labyrinthus, yeah, there's 10 of them. 10 of the sorting things. Jesus. Moving on. Next one will be 36.4. 36.4. 22.8. Jesus. Well, that's quite the distance I need to travel, though I'm gonna probably do that. Attune with that aetherite right there. Rose Lana, here we go. Jump. Suicide. I take heavy damage. Yeah. Quite the distance to cover. So apparently it's inside of a mine shaft, so it'd probably be good to keep that in mind. I'm surprised at like how varied the location is, given that there is so much going on. In this, like, the fact that we're underground, I'm surprised that it really looks the way that it does. I don't even know how to begin to describe it. It definitely doesn't feel like we're actually underground. Oh, I completely passed the aetherite. Again, a strange design. Maybe for practicality's sake? I'm sure I can hop off. No, I can't. Damn it. So how do I then cross the... Oh, bridge. Okay, I guess we go straight ahead, because I think there's like a bridge around here. Or something that kind of looks like a bridge. Maybe not a bridge, but like a hole. Yep, this is going in a completely different direction than what I thought. Oh no, actually, that's exactly where I needed to go. The fact that you can have mine shafts underground, which sounds obvious, but then when you look at the place actually looking like a proper forest and things, it kind of makes you wonder, like, what kind of genius, like, thought of all of this. It's definitely a wonder. Um, 10.5. 34.7. God, I'm traveling from corner to corner here right now. Oh no. Pick a different... Because I keep thinking that's actually the music of the mount that I'm using that keeps getting my videos copyright claimed. So I'm just gonna have to double check that. But I'm pretty sure that seems to be the case for whatever unknown reason. Charlian Hamlet. Maybe I'm probably better off going through there. Attuning myself with that aetherite and then attuning myself with the other one. En route to my next stop. Oh, I can't drop down from here. Okay, that's not gonna happen. Or can I? No, I can't. Okay, so I have to keep moving this way. Or am I just gonna hit a dead end? Yeah, okay. So maybe if I go up into this, what I presume is a structure? Oh yeah, I can go through it. Neat. I feel like we're gonna be cast out by the Sharlians pretty quickly. Lift operator. God damn, okay. I guess I'm probably better off continuing the story and then hoping that I can reach the point to where I can then go to the area that I've marked off as being the next aetheryte location. So, gotta pick the right. As much as I want to use Aridaeus, probably a good idea not to, just for YouTube copyright sake and things like that. But in saying that, I guess I'm trying to like temper my expectations for Endwalker, because like who knows how all of this is going to end up. At the end of the day, like Shadowbringers was exceptionally well done, especially at the end. I had a very, very good time with the recreation of the end of days. Like that bit was absolutely bloody brilliant, and also in addition to that, we had the weapons storyline, which nearly like was the closest thing to me being in tears that I think I've ever seen. So it'll be quite interesting to see like if Endwalker can actually live up to that. And in all honesty, I probably shouldn't put incredibly high expectations, because I don't want to walk away disappointed. But I do truly want to know what Endwalker means. So I feel like, if anything, that's probably going to be my thoughts on Endwalker, at least right now, as far as like how I should probably be tempering my expectations right now. I mean, hopefully it's good. That's what I can only really wish that it'll be good. Alright, so let's start talking to these guys. Erenville. Exhausted gleaners, okay. $10.58 cumin seeds, $10.59s. Wait, hold on. Should be, I don't know. Okay, rare seed should be $10.58. Cumin seeds $10.59 or $10.59. Snowberry $10.60 or the $10.61. Huh. Stuff with Moko grass. Take loads to carry in. What if someone mistakes the Corinthian carrots with the Guravania carrots? What then? Large shipments coming in and out of Labyrinthus, okay. I'm probably going to join it as... Where's my weapon? Here we go. Required duty not yet complete. Loot, duty complete. 1 player per job. Unable to join party, required duty not yet complete. Eden's duty fighter. Wrong one. Eden's. Like I haven't completed it yet. If I were to use Party Finder to recruit members. Oh, okay, so they've made it so that anyone who wants to join has to have already completed it. Well, that's dumb. I was wanting to complete it. They've got a dragoon and they've got a ninja. Well then, it looks like I won't be joining that, and I'm just going to go back to whatever I was equipped with before, which was, what was it again? Not machinist, God damn it, what was I? Oh yeah, samurai. I was hoping to join that, but I guess not. Unfortunately, I am a pleb who hasn't done that savage duty just yet. Taking stock in Labyrinthus. And we'll just talk to Cryo. Give her all the information that we currently have. Without warning, and for every item they bring in, they're sending more inventory somewhere else. That would explain the haggard faces I've been seeing. Interesting. Ooh, what idea is this? Say something about escaped marmots. Okay, so we're gonna try and like see if we can get a favor with these guys. Let's see if we can actually get a favor from these guys. So Erenville, whatever. Specialist in collection of live specimen. So I assume we're gonna have to like get them back alive, preferably. Interesting. Alrighty then, off we go. Moonville Forest. There's a troll over there. There's another one over there. So what are we looking for again? Mice, right. Those marmots or whatever. I assume marmots is a type of mice. They just have like bigger tails or something. Grizzled mouse, there we go. Oh. Hunting coyote. Right then. Oh, another one? Where the heck did he come from? There we go. Ah, he ran off. So is it just the one mouse? Glorified rat catcher. Dag nabbit. Alright, moving on. Where on earth could that rat be hiding? As much as I would like to make the I smell a rat, oh there he is, joke, I feel like that's not gonna fly. Let's go up here. Grizzled mouse. What's so grizzled about this mouse anyways? More pressing matters at hand. Hunting coyote indeed. As in the coyote is about to be hunted. Coyote. Coyote. Another one? Ooh, hunting troll this time. Well, that didn't really do me much good, but anyway. Stuff them in the sack. Evade your grasp before once more disappearing into the trees. God, damn it, man. Really? Not gonna lie, that rat is definitely, like, aggressive in running away. Nimbly evades. I feel like mice are like that anyways. Being small enough to be, small enough to be able to kind of just run around all over the place. And that's what makes them annoying to deal with. For the most part. Right, let's get on a bird. And just kind of like whip around here. Oh, the troll is following me. Hopefully he doesn't, keep following me. Doesn't look like there's a mouse. Okay, now he's stuck. There's no way he can escape. I feel like our main job in this quest is just to catch mice. That's why the quest is called Glorified Rat Catcher. Well, mouse and rat, two different things. I realize I probably just use the words interchangeably. So whoever studies mice or whoever studies rats, I'm probably pissing both groups off at the moment by just not, by thinking of them both as, the same group of people. But then again, there isn't really much differentiating them besides, studying rodents or whatever. Alright, Pie Finder. Still nothing. Still there. Well, anyway. Good luck with finding people. Well, I mean, they've managed to find a lot of people. Here you go, you're a live rat. There's the old marmotte. So where are these rats from exactly? That's what I'll be curious about. If, you know, he collected live specimens, gotta know where he collected them from. Oh, they're gonna be released into the this habitat here, huh? With the authorities in charge of Labyrinthus now and in perpetuity. The same officials who... Okay. Members of the Forum. Huh. Sustainable for consumption and easy to breed. Those were the two conditions I was given for the stock. I was instructed to procure. Okay. Okay. So now we've been found by our colleagues. Wise and practical never hurts to try and gain a broader perspective. Pretty much just trying to understand is like reason enough to do research and things like that. And you would think that like that Sharlians would be, you know, be more likely to approve of something like this. Or approve of these sorts of measures. The order for this ambitious operation did indeed come from the Forum. So at the very least we know that the Forum is involved. Again, this digs them in an even deeper hole than what they've already been in so far. Discovered when the operation was begun. I think that's a typo. Is that a typo? That is a typo. We also discovered when the operation was begun. Or had begun. I still think that that's a typo right there. Either that or my English is completely busted. But yeah. Well, moving on. Thus I am inclined to trust that their calendar of events is accurate. Altogether, it gives the distinct impression that this undertaking was a sudden and unexpected development. Indeed. Long in the making, but they were awaiting the right time to put into effect. And Soloforoi's declaration was what set it all in motion. Oof. So it looks like it's only affecting her. Indeed, let's be about it. Just the trolls. Yeah, the trolls are everywhere, man. And they all seem beefier than the enemies I fought. But I digress. Now we're heading off to the Arcarian, which we've already visited luckily, so I can just teleport there. I need to save as much gil as I can for when I'm collecting collectibles. Collecting 8,000 of the buggers. I think I'm already like... Wait, how far am I? On my collectible hunt. I collected that. 1,203, yeah. So I have to collect 8,000 of these. And I'm sitting at 1,200 at the moment. So at the moment we want to go to... Yeah. Ah, there's Alphino. Just outside. Behold the Arcarian. Literary Archive. Interesting. As if to say that it's just another massive library. contains a physical history of Sharlayan's unwavering dedication to the accumulation of knowledge. Right? Right then. Into the Arcarian we go. Arcarian, whatever. Nagali. With motherly concern. If you'd be willing to help in that regard, I was and scour the area northwest for a couple of rotting logs. So we're pretty much just gonna help her. I spoke to the wrong person. It was the custodian I was meant to speak to. Well, anyway, I'm just gonna cancel that quest after I have seen the scene. You are clearly not gleaners then. Might I ask your affiliation? Students of Baldessian. But is that relevant? I was given the to believe that the vaults, those open to the public at least, were open to the public. Ordinarily, yes, that would be the case. At present, however, access is restricted. Only persons directly involved in the reorganization efforts are permitted to enter. Huh. Not us then. I suppose we better move along to another facility. Not even the lifts. For the time being, priority has been given over to the conveyance of inventory. So this is as far as we can go. Restructuring. Okay, so then what's this restructuring about? Because this is the first time it's been brought up as well. So clearly, the whole Baldessian nature is being looked down upon as well. So it's clear that there's even less we can do. Wound up Nanamo's haha, laughing in the back. But I doubt the stone-faced custodian will be swayed by heartfelt pleas. I'm still thinking, how likely is it that this place is just going to get razed to the ground? Speak to people outside. So who can we speak to? Oh, bemused student. Let's see what this guy's got to say. Even though we found... Actually, we have no idea what is to be found. There's no record of it, of such creature anywhere. Okay, so it looks like they're housing something that clearly isn't documented in this massive library of knowledge and information known as Sharlayan. So, again, the more we find out, the more talking there is going on. Again, it could not be more obvious that there's something up. Confound it, makes you wonder. Maybe, hold on, do I need to go inside, maybe? No, but it says here, talk to people outside the Arcarian. So the assumption is that there'll be people outside. None of the... Oh, bone-weary worker. I don't know how I missed this person. Maybe they just never came in my field of view. Or maybe they did and I just never really bothered to notice. Aaronville. Oh, for the love of... Will they leave me alone if I go this far? Nope. God damn it. Okay. Or at least I stunned them. That was enough to not get attacked. Thankfully. Labyrinth, Nabrui. Whatever. Talk to Aaronville. In the middle of another task. The cloudkin I need to capture is very close. So he's trying to capture a cloudkin. So they make a distinctive sound. Interesting. Okay. It's clear that this guy is pretty knowledgeable about a lot of these things. Search your surroundings for the hornbill. Large red bird, small green bird, large bill green bird. Oh, did I actually get the right bird? I wasn't even paying attention to the instructions. So I didn't even have the foggiest on whether or not I was hitting the right bird or not. I feel like my strongest streams are when I'm starting a storyline in FF14 because like there's so many unknowns and I can only take so many guesses before I'm like, am I finding the right, is my head in the right place? Have I got things wrong? Like, and then finding out later on whether or not I was right or wrong. So, but that's just me.
Let me trust this one up, and I'll make my way over to you.
I feel like we're endangering this poor guy's career with the forum as a gleamer.
There you are. Any new revelation?
Begins to explain with a muffled voice.
So you met that gleaner again, this time to capture a hornbill. I understand catching and bringing in creatures from the outside, but what's the point of chasing after ones already here?
Oh, it's a simple thing, really.
Really?
Occasionally, we remove specimens no longer needed for study, or those we've had difficulty raising. But we can't simply turn them loose. Safely returning such creatures to their native habitats is another facet of a gleaner's duties.
Ah, okay, so you take creatures in and you take them out.
I'm afraid. I've been asked to bring the bird below.
Oh.
The restricted section in the lower levels of Labyrinthus. Open only to a select few researchers handpicked by the Forum. The projects down there are the subject of rumor and hearsay. Forbidden magics.
Oof.
Advanced technologies that can never be allowed to fall into outside hands. Even Archons are not privy to the truth. Those who are, the researchers involved in the secretive work, are not permitted to walk freely in the city, and are instead required to live in isolated quarters.
Okay, if that isn't like bad, like villain hideout.
To such strict security protocols, possibly made with a hornbill. An experiment?
Possibly.
I wasn't afforded that explanation.
But then again, they wouldn't give that sort of information out anyways, given the nature behind, like the secretive nature behind everything.
Advanced research. I'd be more inclined to believe we were making preparations to migrate to the south. Mericidio, thereabouts.
What? Why would you say that?
Much of the flora and fauna we were asked to procure could serve as reliable sources of sustenance. They're comparatively hardy species too, able to endure harsh climates. And among them are specimens known to be effective in improving soil quality and purifying water.
When you put it that way, migration does sound like a reasonable assumption.
But that's only when you take 2 and 2 together.
An assumption. Through our tasks, we gleaners glimpse only bits and pieces of the forum's plans. Our prime concern is that our requisitions, be they living or otherwise, are properly preserved for the knowledge of future generations.
As such, that is how information is.
I really must be going. I regret that I cannot reward you as you deserve.
Now, he's given us plenty of information as it is.
Perhaps you might reward us after a fashion then. It is imperative that we... And seeing as you are already set to descend with your assigned cargo, mayhap we could accompany you as your assistant.
I'm afraid that won't be possible. Once the animals have been prepared for transport, we send them down separately via the lift. I will of course follow after to make my report, but I can hardly pass you off as porters when there's nothing left to carry.
That is true.
Indeed. Pray forget I said anything.
How do you feel about climbing? If you've strength and the courage to brave it, then there is another way down.
Climb?
This path leads to the 33rd facet, a mine shaft excavated during one of our expansions of Labyrinthus. While I cannot guarantee that the passage is safe to traverse, it should provide access to the medial circuit below.
Right.
I never even knew such a place existed. Thank you. This is the perfect solution.
You're quite welcome, but consider yourselves warned. If the going proves too treacherous, you do well to turn back. I bid you good day.
I mean, see, he's the nicest guy we've seen so far in Shalien, and everyone else has kind of looked down upon us.
Well, turning back is hardly an option, not when we've come this far.
Right. I'm gonna end the stream after this. After I've handed deeper into the maze. But yeah, it's... I don't know what to make of, like, what we've seen so far. Again, I've only just... Everything I'm saying, purely speculation. Hopefully it's good, though. Like, I mean, when I say good, hopefully, like, the expansion actually, lives up. If not, goes beyond what Shadowbringers did. But again, I can only really say that so many times before thinking maybe my, thing might be a little bit too high. Ooh, Limitless Blue. I think I might actually be able to do this one for once. I'm just going to change to... There. That's a lot better. Anyway, I'm going to end the stream there. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.